Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 0. What an opener for the Premier League weekend. A tough victory, but a perfect victory for the Gooners, no doubt. Are Arsenal back? My hairline certainly is. So make sure you smash that like button. You subscribe to the Football Terrace because the Premier League is back!
Absolutely magnificent!
Welcome back to the Football Terrace, people. Arsenal get the Premier League off in style. You guys understand the audio has gone a bit weird. Let's make sure that's absolutely fixed up. But listen, people, a great opening game for the Premier League weekend by Arsenal. Of course, tough at times. Palace, a difficult team to go to, a difficult team to comprehend sometimes, very physical, very hard to break down, very much in your face. And of course, they created chances, both of which very well saved by Aaron Ramsdale. It wasn't the most scintillating game from Arsenal's point of view. They didn't blow them away 3-0 in the first half like many people, including myself, believe. But actually, it was a resolute Arsenal performance. They didn't cave under pressure. They kept their shape on the whole and put the game to bed in the dying 10 minutes of the game. This is something that Arsenal don't do always. This is something Arsenal definitely don't do at the beginning of seasons. So we very much see it. Are we seeing the beginning of a new Arsenal is one of the big questions tonight. How have Arsenal grown? What more do they need to do to improve? And I think there's definitely some question marks around the defensive line when Tierney is fully fit, when Tomiyasu comes back, who goes where? After a pretty poor first game for Zinchenko at left back, they were very much targeted by the Crystal Palace team. But the question you probably didn't hear because there's something wrong with the audio for some unknown reason. But the question I'm asking is, are Arsenal back? Are they back as much as my hairline? That is what I want to know. And what do you think of the new hairline? I know a lot of you only really watch match reactions on the terrace. It's looking strong, right? Especially from this angle. The colorization in the room looks good. It looks even thicker than it does in real life, to be fair. So this is exactly how it looks in person. I want to go to some of your comments here. First one here says, Zinchenko was awful. He had a poor start to his Arsenal career, but we've seen many a left-back. Patrice Evra stands out as one whose first game for Man United was atrocious, went on to be one of the best left-backs in Premier League history. Kim here says, top of the league, rivals cry. Jesus is just Lacazette with hair. Listen, I think that is a ridiculous take. This early on, I think that is a ridiculous take. Gabriel Jesus was hungry tonight. He pressed hard. In the opening minutes of the game, created an outstanding opportunity that Martinelli should have put away. They should have been 1-0 up before they were 1-0 up Arsenal. He was very good. Do Arsenal need to get better moving the ball forward? Absolutely. I mean, he also should have got another assist as well, I believe, when he passed the ball to Gibraltar guard in the middle, who inexplicably tried to pass it when the goal was gaping. Don't really understand it. We'll be moving on to that later on in the day. We lost 3-0 last year. Now we've won 2-0. Exactly. Improvements. No doubt about it. I said before the game boring 2-0 for Arsenal. So if you thought that game was boring, I'm got to be, look, you're a Football Terrace member. You're part of the community. But if you think that game is boring, you don't know football. It was end-to-end. There was good defending from both. There was bad moments from both. There was penalty shouts. None of them really were penalties. I mean, I said it was handball for penalties twice in here just for a bubble and a laugh because I'm surrounded by gooners. But for me, a very, very entertaining game nevertheless. We've got a comment here. Saliba over Virgil van Dijk is what Neek Sports has got to say. Listen, I've got to say about Saliba, I thought Saliba was sensational tonight. I really did. I thought he was absolutely top draw. No doubt about it. Really, really good performance from him. Some of the last-ditch tackles that he's made were outstanding. His reading of the game, his athleticism, his ability on the ball. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. He's already the best centre-back at Arsenal. Without a shadow of a doubt. He's better than Benjamin White. He is better than Gabriel O'Hare. Like, he is better than all of them. He's better than all of them. Gabriel actually looks... You can understand now why Mikel Arteta was so desperate for a ball-playing centre-back on the left like Lisandro Martinez, because you watch Gabriel, especially him and Ramsdale at times, it's a little bit sketchy. But Saliba, absolutely top class. My man of the match tonight. We'll be hearing from the panel a little bit later on the show. We've got calls coming tonight as well. Sam and Jason. Gunnar Souls backstage, Igal's backstage as well, ready to come on and have their say. But what I need from you tonight, my people, is for you to smash the like button. Get to 1,200 likes while we're live, and we will gift out 20 brand new memberships to you on the Football Terrace for the member section later on during the show. So get that smash right now. I want to know what you're thinking and you're feeling about Arsenal's opening performance in the Premier League season. I want to know. I want to know how you're thinking and feeling. Let's go back to some of your comments that are coming through here. Saliba, baby. A lot of people are happy with Saliba. Anderson better. Listen, Anderson was great today. Palace were quite good in defense today, barring set pieces. They look dodgy. How can two hobbits win two uncontested headers in your box? Like, Patrick Vieira should be giving them a slap tonight for that. Legitimately, it was poor, but Arsenal capitalized. Man like Zane back on the terrace says Arsenal on for third. United fans should watch how proper football is played. Saliba has the whole United defense in his pocket. Welcome back to the show, Zane. It's been a while, my friend. It's been a while since we've seen you here, giving us your views and your opinions. I've got Javerne starring these years. Can you star the memberships that sign up as well, just so I don't miss any of them, please? New season, new Arsenal, new Terry. I know. It's good, isn't it? Look how goddamn sexy I look. Honestly, I look at myself in the mirror now. Sometimes I'm late for work because I can't stop looking. It's unbelievable how good looking I am with hair. Honest to God, I am, like, honestly, I love myself. I could marry myself. I could eat myself. I got ribs though, so I can't. Similar to last year, improved. Listen, Arsenal definitely improved, and we'll get onto that a little bit later in the show, my friend. Thank you. Big shout out to my guy here for becoming an official Football Terrace member. We really do appreciate that here. It means a great deal. By the way, I'm only being a little bit, I'm playing. I don't really think, I'm not that vain. I'm really not that vain. It's a little bit of a joke, but I am liking my new hair. I'll show you the top as well. People think it's just the front. It's the whole thing. Look, see that? Still got a little. The whole thing's back. The whole thing's back. Honestly, I might start calling my hair Arsenal because that's back as well. That's what I reckon anyway. Rebirth. Oh, look at this guy here. The rebirth of a narcissist. I'm not narcissist. My guy here. No, it's not a wig. My guy, thank you very much for becoming a new member here. That is Hamzy. We haven't got the big screen tonight. For some reason, it didn't want to work. What we could do is plug my laptop into the big screen. That would work, wouldn't it, Jay? Should we do that? Should we try and do that? We're going to try and do that. We're keeping me on there. So that my panel, I've got a great panel for you tonight as well. You're going to love the panel tonight. I would say the best Arsenal panel we have ever had on the football. I'm sorry, Adam Charles. I'm sorry, Agal. But tonight we are blessed with elegance, intelligence, beauty, and all that jazz. I'm not going to go any further. Yes, and then there's them too, as we all know. Terry looks like a Wish.com Mark Wahlberg. Listen. I wish I had part of Mark Wahlberg's body. I tell you that. I ain't talking about his pecs either. Go back and Google Marky Mark, and you know what I'm talking about. The older ones know. The rebirth of the narcissist out of winter into the cinema, out this winter in a cinema near you. Yeah, that could be my autobiography, couldn't it? The rebirth of the narcissist. I like it. I'm only joking. This was the team that's supposed to finish third. How are they supposed to get third when they only have one good defender on the field? Come on. You don't believe that. You don't believe that, Red Wolf. Come on now. Come on. You're capping a little bit. It's a little bit of cap in there. A little bit of cap, I think, from you. Gabriel's good, just not as good as Saliba. Ben White will move back central, I believe. You've then got Tierney to come back. Tomiyasu is a fantastic defender. This Arsenal team is going to be very strong at the back and hard to break down. Aaron here says, always good to win the opening game. A lot of Arsenal fans thought this would be an easy game like pre-season. I thought it was going to be a draw. May we? I think some people did think it was going to be easy. Neeks here said it could have been 2-2. It could have been. But it could have been 4-2 to Arsenal by the same logic. So it was very even. It was very even in points, but I think Arsenal more than deserved their victory tonight. I did say it yesterday. Yes, you did predict this scoreline, my friend. The arm on this chair. You will hear that. And what people have been doing in here when I've been away. That is rickety. Fake hair, Terry. Yeah, fake hair, fake laugh, fake Twitter accounts, fake in the know. That's just me. There's a fake laugh. Yeah, I know. It's all true. It's all true. We've got another super chat that's come in here. It says, Palace weren't clinical tonight. That was the difference. Yeah, I mean, look, they had chances. There's no doubt. Ramsdale saved them. But if Martinelli was more clinical, Saka had a couple of openings. If Odegaard decided to shoot instead of pass, it could have gone the other way. Arsenal, for me, dominated the vast majority of the game. Not always possession, but the vast majority of the game, had the better chances, were rarely troubled. Even Zaha, what did he do tonight? He had one great field-cutting pass. He didn't cook. He didn't take anyone on the byline. Bang average, as I always say about him. He'll score a brace against Man United now that I've said that, but bang average as ever. You bought the chair from IKEA? No, it wasn't from IKEA. It was from some online shop. We need better. Teza on form tonight. That's from Mr. Timo Wern. Of course I'm on form. Match reactions are back. This is my life. I'm not missing a single game again this season for any of the top 6. We're back. I love being back. It's proper. I love the transfer window, don't get me wrong, but this is what it's all about for me. Almost 4,000 people tuning in live tonight, which is sensational. Make sure you're smashing the like button, though. 1,250 likes while we're live. We're going to gift out 20 memberships to you beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous people. Yes, you. I am talking to all of you. I really am. I think we're going to introduce the panel pretty soon, though, because I want to get their take on tonight's game. We're going to be bringing calls in as well. Some good talking points for all of you. This is from Just Looking, who says Arsenal came out on fire, but Palace dominated for 55 minutes, is what Just Looking thinks. Comment here says, you guys were too negative. All the players played great. Palace is a good side at home. It was a well-matched game and got a clean sheet. Exactly. I don't understand what this is. Palace away, opening day of the season, real fans, still finding your feet, a number of new players on the pitch, a place they got battered at only 3 months ago, 3-0, and they go there, keep a clean sheet, barely concede chances. They conceded 2, but barely conceded chances, created more than their opponents, won the game, sitting top of the league after an excellent preseason. The nerves are now gone. It's like singing. I don't know if you've ever gone on stage and sung or told jokes or performed. You get the first line out your mouth and it's like, oh, I can concentrate now and I can focus on improving. That's what they did. They got the first game out the way. They've done brilliantly. They can now move on to the next one without that monkey on their back, without that pressure on their back. They've got the first win. 3 points. They took 4 games to get the 3 points last year. 3 games. 4 games. It took 4 games. So listen, I know people say I'm a secret Arsenal fan, but last year I was a secret Liverpool fan. 9 months ago, I was a secret Chelsea fan. Just listen, the most unbiased football fan on socials, facts. Just can't help it. Now it makes sense why Man City said they had no striker last season. Silver Spring, I've not seen you all summer and you're back. I'm loving seeing all the match reaction people back on the terrace. It makes me very happy, but very much humbled that you're all back to watch us again on TFT. I don't think Terry is going to do a Spurs post-match reaction this season. Stop this Arsenal wankfest, Terry. By the way, Saliba is class, but not better than Romero. Of course, we're going to do Spurs. I'm going to be doing Spurs match reactions just to laugh at you guys sitting in 5th. And you know, if Man United play well this weekend, I'm going to predict us finishing in front of you as well. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I don't mean it. I know some of you are laughing. Some of you are crying. Some of you are angry. Some of you are going to unsubscribe. It's not on me, though. That's on you guys. Right. I want to make sure I don't miss out any of these super chats here. Hang on. Another member here. Thank you very much for signing up as a member. I need to unstar the comments that I've done, though, because if I don't unstar them, I think I've missed them and I'll read them out again. I'm going to unstar a few here. I'm sorry, people. I'm trying. I think we're up to date. We are up to date with this video. I'm going to introduce my beautiful and wonderful panel in the room with me tonight. So first of all, become a star of the football terrace last season. Honest, frank, knows her football. Colleen is back with us tonight. How are you?
I'm great. We're top of the league. We're winning the league. What's not to love?
What's not to be happy about?
And we're back. We're back. I've missed it. I have missed it.
I hear that. But also here, making a debut in the studio on the match reactions, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Jessica Black is here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm loving all the rival tears in the comments right now. Yeah, I think we let some people down today, but Arsenal fans are excited. So top of the league, we're back, just like Colleen said. Let's do this.
I bet. I mean, what did you both make of the game in general? Because it wasn't as barnstorming and spectacular as pre-season, but a tough place to go, a hard 3 points to get. But you did it fairly comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, Selhurst, we all know what Selhurst is like. It's an old traditional ground. It's never an easy place to go to. First game of the season. You're never going to get, your 5-star performance on the first game of the season.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot to be encouraged about, especially the first 30 minutes. And I don't know what they're talking about, Jesus. Class. Drifted out, but what we saw, class.
Yeah, well, I think also we're still working out the kinks. I know that we were really good in preseason, but let's not get it twisted. We still have new players coming in, Saliba, Zinchenko, and Gabriel Jesus. They still need to learn their teammates. So I think it's almost unfair to say that, any of them should have been like at their top level at this point. And a lot of our starters didn't actually play 90 minutes throughout preseason. They only played 45 minutes. So they kind of ran out of gas. But, with Zinchenko in particular, I see a lot of criticism on him. Do your homework. He's not a great defender. Like that's not his thing. He's a midfielder playing back there. And I think within the next couple of weeks, we're going to see him play more in midfield where he's more comfortable. But nevertheless, in those first 30 minutes when we were actually playing well, I thought he was okay. He got his first assist for Arsenal today as well. And I think
what a beautiful assist though.
Exactly.
Shocking from Palace and from Arsenal.
And I think more of the issue in terms of Gabriel Jesus and maybe Bukayo Saka being a little bit more quiet in this game might have come from the fact that Odegaard was pretty quiet and the right-hand side tends to struggle when he struggles. So overall, this is a team that a lot of top 6 teams are going to struggle with away from home. Like, I don't think we're going to be the first or the last team to see a Crystal Palace team turn up on them. And
they did the double over City last year.
Last season we probably would have buckled under the pressure, but we got the 3 points, and I do think that that's something to look forward to. And
now we get to sit back, relax, watch United mess it up.
Yep,
Tottenham mess it up. What's not to love?
Jess, a few questions here for you. Someone said here, are you going to any games while you're over here?
Yes, I am going to go to some games. I have a couple of hookups for tickets. So, yeah, I'll be going to some games, doing some match day vlogs and things like that. So, yeah.
Good to see. I think look, tonight, I mean, of course, rivals are going to get at you guys because you've started well and no one likes to see Arsenal start well. I feel like I said to you on Straight Facts earlier today, I think everybody is hoping and praying and wishing for Arsenal to lose tonight, drop points tonight, to say, your preseason hype wasn't there. Question I've got is, what more do you think do you still, after tonight's game, do you still feel like you need more in this transfer window?
Absolutely. I think you could have seen it still in preseason. Like, we are nowhere near it in terms of, like, I know there's some Arsenal fans that, and I think we're mostly joking. We're really
get back. That's what I'm saying. No, plug out. Yeah.
But you can keep talking because the audio
works. Yeah, keep talking.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could see it during preseason that we still needed some more pieces. I do think that we have an issue away from home when in our midfield. I just feel like Xhaka doesn't have enough for us to be able to attacking spaces, and if Odegaard gets strangled, then that's it. So I think that Tielemans needs to come in or some sort of midfield reinforcement. And then when you look at some of the chances that Bukayo Saka and Martinelli missed early on in the game, you could probably make an argument that we need another attacker, maybe a more senior attacker that can help Gabriel Jesus. But yeah, we're definitely in a place where I don't think we're quite there yet in terms of, like, is the squad as good as it could be for this season? So yeah, for me, you need another midfielder and an attacker, and we knew that before this game.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, we all know there's still reinforcements that Arsenal need to make, and any club really, you're never going to fill all of the holes that any fan would like, and that's no different for Arsenal. We do still need another midfielder. We do still need another attacker. I think we have to make peace with our right back situation as well. I don't see us bringing one of those, but so far, I mean, we're on the right path. I feel like in the transfer window anyway. What we're hearing is good. The business we've done so far is good. let's see what happens.
And I would say, like, if Adu is watching that game, which I'm sure he was, if he thought that we were done in the transfer window, he probably would watch that game and say we're not. In preseason we looked really good, but I still just get this feeling that if you watch Granit Xhaka in this game, you'll know exactly why we need another midfielder. It wasn't really about the dive for me, but it was just as the game went on, he really couldn't impose himself on the game attacking wise. And Odegaard he was really a ghost again. He had a Casper game. So yeah, it's obvious what we need there.
Yeah. I mean, we were saying after 60, 70 minutes, it got a bit stale. And
Yeah.
we're like, okay, who can we bring on from the bench?
There was nobody there.
There's no one there. I know we have a couple of injuries, but there was no one there. And that's the problem that Arsenal are going to face moving forward if we don't bring in those at least another 2 additions.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's not to take away from a great night for Arsenal.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're kind of nitpicking a little bit, but yeah, away win at Crystal Palace, like I don't know, I'm excited about it. I am a little bit still like nitpicking and feeling like, okay, what is it going to be like when we play against another team? Like, is some of the things that I saw in this game going to also affect, like, because I did feel like I saw some of the similar things about us, like scoring the goal and then kind of sitting back and then letting them come on to us and not getting more goals. So yeah, there's still work to be done, but yeah, good away win.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at this from a rival point of view, and I didn't really see too much wrong tonight. Now, I get the strength in depth as an example, but I still think when you look at, let's wait and see what Chelsea end up the window with. But when you look at Man United, who some may say are a top 4 challenger, you look at even with Spurs, you start scratching beneath a few players, and like everyone's going to be in that same boat. I think this whole adage of but if you get 3 or 4 major injuries, what are you going to do? You can apply that to any of the teams that are competing, barring Liverpool and City. You start to scratch away at the squads, and there is that drop off in quality. But that's what's going to happen. Injuries will happen. All these things that we're talking about happening in seasons. All our clubs are going to get injuries. All our clubs are going to, every single team is going to probably lose a player for 3 months plus over the course of the season. Now, it depends who it is, you know. If you're Man United, I know it sounds really harsh, but you're hoping that it's Phil Jones. Do you know what I mean? You guys will probably be like, oh, if it's El Neni, if you could pick one player in your squad who's going to miss 3 months through injury, you'd pick a player like El Neni, someone who isn't.
It's always your best players though, because it's the ones that play, right?
Yeah, well, of course,
always.
yeah, of course. You don't lose players that are not playing. Very rarely get these big long-term injuries. But look, I think Arsenal are in a good position. They definitely need 2 more signings. I think a midfielder and attacker that you already alluded to, but Arsenal are just in a really good space. I think Arsenal are in a really good position. I think Arsenal are just looking really good. And today was another one of those victories where I think last season you dropped points. 2 years ago, I know someone they lost there last year, but when you started well, when you were winning, these were games you lost 2 years ago. They were games you definitely would have dropped points in last year. And of course, it's one game and there's a long, long way to go for Arsenal. But as a general rule, I think you're on to a winner.
We've done the job tonight. That's all we can ask for so far.
Yeah.
I know we can look ahead a bit further and get really critical, but listen, who cares? It's the first game with the Barclays. Arsenal top of the league. We've won a game. And I can see Neeks in the chat talking a lot of crud. Talking a lot there.
Well, the first thing
I don't know about United.
Neek said a few moments ago, he said, Javern's having a bigger mare tonight than Shinchenko.
You know what the funny...
Well, I pulled the lead out, but I should hang on. Whoa. Everyone does this when I'm trying to talk. I pulled the lead out that shouldn't have done anything wrong. I couldn't believe it. The worst bit made me last year, people left and come back. Just the camera went off, and then the biggest mistake you made was told you Jess to stop talking. So she stopped. It was like there's no need to just keep talking. There was no camera, but audio is more important anyway. Javern, it's okay. Javern had a mare tonight. That's what it is.
Can I say? Oh. Sorry, can I say one more thing though? Like just in terms of the game, like I know, like I see a lot in the comments, like, oh, so-and-so had a bad game. So-and-so had a bad game. Like maybe half of our players didn't play well and we still won. So just think about when we actually start playing well, we're clicking and stuff like that. So a team like when Arsenal last season would play, if everybody wasn't on 7s and 8s, we were done for, you know? So I do think that that's a good sign, you know, that not everybody played good.
Yeah, we've got some super chats to go to here. First one says, happened to us last year with both wing backs. Moose is clearly a Chelsea fan saying that. Paul says, I knew this would be the narrative. If Palace could finish like a Sunday League team, yeah, they would have lost. The next hour will be painful.
No, it's like, if that just makes no sense because Arsenal passed up so many opportunities. That's what separates the cream from the crop, essentially. The cream rises to the top. And
let's not act like
not.
Ramsdale didn't have.
Yeah,
that's why you have a good goalkeepers. Like for the couple of chances that your opposition gets, a good goalkeeper saves your ass. And can I say ass here?
Scored
Yes.
4-2.
You're not in America anymore.
I just don't understand why people don't get that. That's why good teams have good goalkeepers. And when you watch the other good teams in the league, their opposition get chances as well. You just don't think about it as much. So yeah, if we had been able to finish more, it might have been 4-2, whatever.
I hear you, Paul, but
it's kind of like
we're not with you.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Do Arsenal fans want Tierney or Zinchenko starting when both are fit? At left back, of course, that means.
I mean,
yes, you can definitely.
I think, the thing about it, though, is whenever players are injured for a long period of time, they automatically become crap. And I think there's been a lot of revisionism when it comes to Tierney. He may be injury prone, but he's a really, really good left back, very solid, well-rounded. Zinchenko is not a great defender. You probably want him playing in the comfort of the Emirates against lower half of the table. When we're going to have more possession. Against Crystal Palace, it was just, he was really struggling defensively there. And yeah, you're going to have to defend more, boo. Like at Arsenal, it's not Man City. So yeah, I think it's definitely Tierney when he's fit. Zinchenko is going to be in midfield. That's basically what I got from today.
But also, it's his first game at a new club.
He looked nervous.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm going to cut him a bit slack. But I agree. I think he was probably one of our top 2 worst players on the pitch. But that's not to say I've got my pitchfork out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, it's one game. Centre backs who play in a 3 don't deserve hype. Saliba getting big praise there from Google user 1. Comment here says Neville says Saliba reminds him of a young Rio. Terry, you're a Man United fan. What do you make of that comparison? I completely agree. Rio Ferdinand is overlooked as one of the greatest centre backs of the last 30 years. He was one of the first centre backs you saw in England who could play out from the back, who was very comfortable on the ball. And from my point of view, I think that's a very sensible and very clever type of comparison. There's no doubt about it because he has that ability on the ball. And I think that for me is the real key factor in this. On top of that, he doesn't make very many mistakes. He's got very good positional sense. He's very, very good in terms of where he orchestrates himself. He's very good in the challenge. He's very good with his timing. But what he has in his advantage, which Rio Ferdinand had in abundance, is if and when a mistake is made, he has the ability to recover. Because of that acceleration, because of that top speed, you can play over a high line. He's going to be a little bit like Rio was. Virgil van Dijk is very much the same. If he does get the ball knocked past him, he'll recover. So you get to a situation where very few people actually try and take him on because you get to a point where you get very little change. So you'll even see the likes of Rashford this season that's got blistering pace as an example. Won't try to run past him because they just won't be able to. He'll turn it and he'll catch them up, and he's big and strong with it. And when you're fast, when you're muscular, when you're strong, plus you've got great positional sense, you're an absolute nightmare to play against. And I want to say this about Saliba because I think there's going to be a narrative that runs. And I want to say this, that him going out on loan was very, very important indeed. This whole notion that if he'd have been here for the last 2 years, Arsenal would have had a top-class centre-back, I think it's wrong. I think if he'd have played before he was ready, he would have made mistakes. He would have lost confidence and wouldn't be the player that Arsenal have now got back. I think it could end up being a masterclass from Mikel Arteta.
But that's not to say that Saliba can't make a mistake. Because we can all see he does look like he's going to become a really, really good centre-back for Arsenal. Hopefully it's for Arsenal going forward in the coming years. Fingers crossed, Man City, get your paws off. But that doesn't mean that if he makes a mistake in the next game, everyone's after him. He's still a young defender. And I think we all just need to bear that in mind. Of course, hype him up. What a great young French international. Keeping Kanate out the French national team.
Yeah,
remember that. But if he makes a mistake as well, we've got to give him some grace.
Yeah, I think he was the difference today. 100%. I do think that if he's not there, we probably do lose the game. or draw because there was a lot of last-ditch tackles. And again, in tough away grounds, when your team is not playing well, usually it's those players that step up, your goalkeeper, your best center back, your striker. And that's essentially what happened with us today. We haven't had that player. That's not to say that Gabriel and White are not great. They are, but he has just a different aura about him. And that's why people are so high on him. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
He's scary to, again, I'm speaking as a rival. I look at him and I just can't start slagging him off. There's this, the quality is just simply there. We're going to go to our first caller of the night. A gal is joining us now to come and have his say. I know he's a busy man tonight. We've still got Gunnar Souls and Jason and Brandon still to come on the show. Moa's arrivals backstage as well. Young Samuel, we're going to go to him. We'll come back to your super chats a little bit later on the show. Smash that like and share button. Let's do it.
Yes, Terry. What's going on?
Yeah, all good, my friend. All good. Great result for you tonight. Give me your thoughts and feelings, brother.
I am so ecstatic. First of all, William Saliba has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to do this whole thing where everyone else is doing, but William Saliba has arrived. He's made himself known. And you know what? Guess what, guys? The Farmer League's tax is gone. He played one Premier League game, and now rivals are noticing how good he is. So this is great to see. In addition to that, we won our first game of the season. It's good to see we went away from home against Crystal Palace, who were a bogey team of ours, and we did what we had to do, got the job done, went with got the 2 points. Ramsdale stood on his head, save after save. People question Ramsdale being the number one. There you go. He's showing that selling Leno and keeping him as the number one was the right decision, and he was always going to get the number one shirt. Let's look at his distribution. His distribution was spot on, in my opinion, today. In addition to the defenders, I get Kieran Tierney is eventually going to get that starting job back. But at this moment in time, I think Zinchenko is so crucial for us in the moment where we don't have a proper right back that goes forward and attacks. It brings some balance to our team. With Tomiyasu and Ben White playing on that right side, it does bring more balance to our team and gives us an outlet attacking wise on that side. And I know it wasn't from open play, but he did get an assist today. That was great to see. Obviously, Emile Smith-Rowe, when he comes back, we're going to see if he plays. But Martinelli did a good job today, and I think he needs to keep that left wing spot for the foreseeable future. I think he's going to have a big season. Bukayo Saka, he had a hit or miss season. Hit or miss game today. At moments, he looked really good. Moments, he didn't look so good. But overall, solid. Odegaard needs to shoot. Why aren't you shooting? Take the shot. He tried to do Ozil, make an extra pass. We could have been 2-0 at that point, game done. We could have scored three or four more goals after that. You never know, but you need to shoot. He does that too many times. I don't want to see that anymore. I want him to release the ball and shoot right away. Don't stress me out. And then finally, Gabriel Jesus looked solid from the opening minute. And the midfield, everyone looked like they were solid the whole game. And overall, I think people are starting to finally realize that it's not about the fact that we've only signed Gabriel Jesus. The fact that we had a full preseason and this team has worked together and actually had a lot of training together and have the continuity and consistency to go into this first game, it showed. And from the minute one until like about 20 minutes, we were in control of that game. And the second half, we were a little bit poor, but overall, I'm ecstatic. And I think if we win the next couple of games, guess what, guys? I'm not going to say nothing crazy, but if we win the next couple of games, it definitely gives us the edge over the other teams if they drop points, in the sense that we can get top four and we're more prepared going into the season from the beginning. I know.
Did you just say?
Let me rephrase it.
Points and we win games, we're in a better position.
No. Let me rephrase it. This will be the advantage that we have from for being prepared in the beginning of the season. If we pick up all our points and we see rivals drop points because they weren't prepared.
I think I want to back Igal because I see a lot in the comments like, calm down, Igal. What did he say? That was not calm. He didn't say anything out of turn. He said that we played well. We won the game. We went away to a tough away ground, got the points. Saliba was great. We were poor in the second half. We were really good for the first 30 minutes. What did he actually say that was like so out of control?
Am I witnessing
it's just me.
Jeff and the Gal alliance here?
Because I'm looking at the comments and I'm trying to figure out what does he need to calm down for? We won a game and I think he was on point. He didn't say we were 100% good the entire time, did he?
No. Look, listen, I agree with.
I see salt, tons of salt in that chat. Tons of salt. It's salty as hell because Igal didn't say anything wrong. He didn't.
Big up, Just, man. I like this.
Listen, I agree with you. I think Igal, listen, barring that little bit at the end about the advantage thing, but that's just. I did a micro. I understand it, and then you rephrased it. I was having a bit of fun. Look, Arsenal looked good tonight. did they look well? The worst thing you could do as a club team in the league is be your best for the first game of the season. You don't want to peak now. You want to have. You don't want to peak now. Like, trust me, you don't want to peak. Listen, if you're out on your first date with a woman, you don't want to be peaking when you're opening the car door. You want to be peaking at about 11:30 at night. If you get my drift, right? That's when you want to be at your best. Trust me.
We haven't even gotten to our best yet. There's 5 substitutions this season, and we had Tomiyasu out, we had Smith Rowe out, and we had Fabio Vieira out. Plus, we potentially could be making more signings. So this is not even the full form. This is just literally we're just reaching halfway to what we need. And you know, when people are saying, "Oh, what more could we get?" Guess what? If we went and signed every single key area, then we wouldn't be talking about just getting top 4. We'd be talking about more. But the fact is, we haven't addressed every key area yet. Once we address those, then we can start doing it. And also, teams that are competing at the top level, they don't need to sign 4 or 5 players. We still are not at that level yet, guys. Don't get too carried away. But if we win the first 5 games, you're going to hear people saying we're top of the league.
Mate, I hear you on that. Hey, Gal, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, mate, and we'll speak again soon. Top man, thank you. Next on the show, we're going to go to Brandon, a big Arteta outer. I want to get this man's thoughts. What are you saying?
Happy, Terry. Happy. I can't lie, I'm a bit disappointed with all the criticism in the comments section. You know, a lot of people are forgetting this is the first game of the season. It wasn't the most scintillating performance by Arsenal, but I thought we was very, very resilient in the end to keep a clean sheet. It's a tough away ground to go to at Crystal Palace. We lost there last season. They took, I think if I'm right, outside of the top 6, they actually picked up the most points against the top 6. So they're a tough side to play, and they will pick up a lot of points against teams this season. I thought there was notably 2 or 3 positions where you can still see holes within our team, and I'll be interested to see what Arsenal do to address that in the transfer window. But let's be honest, I think we deserve the 3 points tonight. I thought Gabriel Jesus was very good. I thought Saliba was absolutely excellent, and I'm going to praise Ben White as well, because although I think he started very shaky, and you could tell that he's just not a right back. When he picked up that booking, I was very worried about what could happen, because Zaha can be a very tricky player at times. But I think after he picked up that booking, he actually did a lot better. So yeah, pleased, mate. Pleased with the performance. I just hope Arsenal can continue that, and we look dangerous at the moment, mate.
I totally agree. And I think, again, it's just one of those things. I think even if you're not someone that's the biggest fan of Arteta, you look at a game like tonight, you say, well done. You say, congratulations. Let's just improve from that point, because I don't think there's any more. Of course, you'd love to have them 5-0, but I don't think there's much more you could ask for on such a tough away game. A game that mentally a lot of this squad would have had a slight scar from towards the end of last season. So that was really, really good. It was.
If I have to be overly critical, and I'm talking very overly critical here, I think Arteta maybe waited a little bit too long for the substitutions. I think on another day against a different team, you know, with the chances that Crystal Palace were creating that long ball over the top as well, maybe it could have been a little bit different. I think maybe he should have changed it after about 65, 70 minutes, but he left it a little bit too long for me. But we got away with it. We scored the second. Why can you not be pleased? Of course, you've got to be pleased.
Of course, mate. 110%. Brand, top man for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, mate. And we'll speak again soon.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Listen, and it's just nice to see Arsenal fans happy, especially people like Brandon, who never normally is. He never normally is here. Let's go to some more of these Collins super chats here. Colleen, are you single?
Depends how much money you got, Willie, baby.
Colleen.
I don't know.
Colleen.
All I'm gonna do is make this noise. Fair enough. Not a trophy. Arsenal are forever a tin pot small club, is what KDB's got to say. Arsenal are looking good. Crystal Palace ain't no pushovers at home, but definitely look weak up without Gallagher. I'm rooting for Arsenal over Spurs this season. Comment here says, I never chat. Just want to say, as an Arsenal fan, I have never going to support this team until Partey leaves. Women around the world disillusioned now. Screw Mikel is what Diana's got to say. Terry, Spurs are clear of Arsenal with Conte, Harry Kane, and Son, period. Well, they better be after all your comments, mate. They better be. They better be, as you're in the mud. Moose here says, happened to us last year with both wing. Oh, sorry, I already had that one with both wing backs. Thank you. Saliba is the next Virgil van Dijk. Not quite. I don't think anybody said that. I definitely didn't say it. So he's got elements that are similar, but didn't say the same player. Jerome here, not seen you all summer, my friend. Big Spurs fan is back. He says, let's face it, Arsenal have done their job tonight, even if Palace could not finish their dinner. Still a long way, though. Oh, yeah, I think that's fair.
Palace to Palace.
From a
Arsenal,
Spurs fan,
Arsenal.
from a Spurs fan, I think that's fair. Arsenal should sign Zaha. I'm going to stop it there and just say no.
No.
They've already got Pepe. Why do they need Zaha? That'd be crazy. Both are deluded with how good they are. Jess, I had to put on my shade. Your beauty is blinding me.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice.
No minute Tierney looked better than Zinchenko, is what Nathan said. Ramsdale looks a great keeper. When SA back pass the ball straight to him, he catches it. Good try, girls.
That's not what we're referring to, though. I think you're just being facetious, to be honest.
So he didn't make any great saves today, and it was just the ball straight to his hand, so no big deal. Come on, you guys, those were great saves. The 2 saves that he made were good. Like, come on, let's be real. Let's get it real.
There we go. Let's Arsenal fans have their fun. Comes crashing down again. They always do that. They always do. Also, that goalkeeper is what wants to be Alisson, prone to making. We did say that. The passing out from the back element, it was a little bit scary tonight.
Yeah.
Carl here says, good start for Arsenal. I can buy into this team going somewhere. They are going, where it's going too early to tell. Weakness in midfield and defense. Xhaka ain't it. And White. I think you mean the player, they're not Xhaka's White. I think that's what he meant. Son will cook Arsenal's weak defense. KDB's on it tonight. I want to say a big thank you here to Carl Porter for becoming an official member of the Football Terrace. You beautiful person, you. KDB's back again. And he says, last season, Igal says, come outside Tottenham fans. And what happened? Igal, Arsenal bottled top.
Who hurt you, boo?
I don't know.
You've got a lot of money to burn tonight, too.
Keep spending it, baby. Keep spending it right here on the terrace. We love you. Keep it coming. Why would Arteta outers be feeling any type of way after one game? Terry like a TikTok kid, for fuck's sake. Arteta is a cartoon drawing artist, worst manager of all time. I'm not saying they should feel any different. I'm just saying if an Arteta out and with games like tonight, you can't be angry because your team just won, you're playing well. Like, I'm not expecting them to suddenly go, I was wrong.
It's like the pain that you guys try to, it's like so forced. You won a game, you can still beat Arteta out and enjoy the fact that your club has won a game.
Yeah.
You know.
Terry, that hair's looking, of course, that hair's looking good, babe. I know it's looking great. I know it's looking good. It's going to get even better as well. It's got a lot more thickness to come. It is real. Like, it's my real hair. I can move it. Like, it won't come off. Let me just check it ain't falling off now. I've done that. But the glue's working.
Yeah.
Colleen,
I got a beach house in Spain. Want to chill at the pool and play Super Nintendo. You're a beautiful lady.
Not with a name like that. You kind of scared me off there.
I got my parts.
Sorry, my love. Don't know what's going on over there.
The fact that Carragher and Neville weren't dancing with the Palace fans at the end of the game says a lot. Zaha should join the Olympic diving team, is what John C's got to say. Yeah, there was a lot of diving tonight. I mean,
on both sides.
Xhaka's dive was terrible for such a big hard man as well. Biggest upgrade of all time, Laka to Jesus. I mean, yeah, that is a big upgrade. You can already tell. Some more calls now. We're gonna go to Jason. Jason looks very excited backstage. Jason's coming on now. What you saying, mate?
It's Friday. It's Saturday, Sunday. Hey, we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. Come on, man. Let's go, man. We are top of the league, man. Come on, man. What a performance from tonight with the boys, man. Saliba is absolute class, man. Cooking.
Bro, can I ask you a question? With them glasses on and the way you're disappearing, are you Harry Potter?
Bro, I don't know, man.
Man's got an invisibility cloak.
It's a little green screen, isn't it? It's just a little green screen, but yeah.
You seem very happy. Tell me about the performance tonight.
Absolutely fantastic performance. Controlled. I mean, especially the first 30 minutes as well. Partey was fantastic. a man of the match for me is Saliba. Boy, this guy is something special. Coming out from the French league, boy. Watching him play tonight, it was like got a thorn put on his pocket, man, cleared off, man. But yeah, overall, I feel like there's still have work to do as well. Certain Saka was poor today a little bit. Decision making was a bit not on it, but when he had the moments, he got his moment as well, like with the second goal. But yeah, I would say we need a right back as well. Right back, we definitely need a right back as it is.
You got Tomiyasu.
With Tomiyasu, I feel like he's more of a centre back, not a right back. He doesn't really go forward as much.
Bro, I don't see it. I don't think we're gonna I think we're gonna have to put a pin in that. I just don't see it happening.
I don't think we're suffering at right back at all. I don't understand the right back conversation. When Tomiyasu is there, we're fine. I think people want a bombing forward right back or something like that. That's not how we play. So I don't know. I don't think
we got my boy Cedric. What are you talking about?
No. Cedric, allow it.
We got my boy. We got my boy.
Cedric. Gives me nightmares. But yeah.
Jace, yeah, I appreciate that. Before you go, I want you to do one thing. Give us another little verse from that song.
Nah, allow it. I kind of waffled it through, innit? Waffled it through, man, please.
Jace, I appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. Top, man. Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Have you in a bit. Thank you. Next on the show, Gunner Souls is here. What you saying, mate?
We can look forward to the weekend for once. You know, we can sip away on our mocktail. I can have my mocktails. You guys can have cocktails, right? I'm keeping on the halal thing. But yeah, we can put our feet up, enjoy the sun, you know, watch the football, have a laugh. And for all those fucking rivals, right, you better have an inch perfect game because of how much criticism you man are throwing. It's the first game. You're going to get sloppiness. You're going to get moments that aren't perfect. Fucking hell, like, you know what? Are we Man City or something? We've gone to Palace, one of the toughest games to go away for a top 6 team, and we're getting slagged for winning. Like, what? You know, from a rival's perspective, Arsenal are back. I don't think we're back until we start winning the league, but from a rival's perspective, they are shitting themselves. And that is what I want to see, because the respect and the fear that Arsenal should have is coming back. And I'm not saying we're going to do wonders this season, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. And to be fair, the All or Nothing gave us a lot of perspective into who the leaders are and who does what in the club. And I felt for the first sort of 20 minutes, we could see this sort of idea that Arteta wants them to know where their positions are, and it's meant to be telepathic. You're meant to have one touch and know where the players are. Obviously, things do drown out, and, you know, it's one game. But I'm seeing positive signs. Ben White played Zaha to his own game, and it pissed him off. And I don't know why he got a booking, because I didn't really see what the reason was. And Xhaka, well, we knew he was going to dive, mate. He was too far up. He had a nosebleed, and he was like, oh, shit, what am I doing here? And, you know, dived, obviously. But one thing I do want to say, the refs are still inconsistent. Eze had 2 dives, and not one of them was given as a booking. And I'm not saying the refs are at fault here or anything like that, but these refs do need to be consistent, because it becomes unfair. But brilliant. I think the subs were made at the right time. I think you need to have the pressure and then change the game. And I think that caught them off guard. I don't think people expected Nketiah to do what he did. And the way he counter-pressed them was exactly what we needed. Taney came on with a point to prove, because he was like, okay, I've got to... And he said it as well. He goes, I'm not afraid that Zinchenko signed, because at a club like Arsenal, we're meant to compete for our positions. And that's exactly what he came on and did. And in terms of this whole Saka thing and Odegaard being quiet, I think teams have sussed out the right-hand side of the pitch is where we're threatening. And look at how much they overloaded it. That's why you have a team. And our left-hand side took a bit more responsibility. That's why we put Jesus there with Martinelli and with Zinchenko going forward to balance that out, to say now we have a left-hand side that you also need to worry about. I think it would have been better if Martinelli scored, because that would have been like, right, you need to focus on him. And it would have opened up more spaces for Saka. But so far, I'm liking it. Good run. And I think our first sort of 5 to 6 games are really favourable. And we should be picking up those points. And we can now just chill. That's the best thing. I'm just chilling now. Let's see how perfect your teams are.
Listen, Gunnar Souls, I hear you on that 110%. It's one of the reasons why I'm not Fran Salt, because my team ain't kicked the ball yet and we're in trouble. I'm being nice, so I get left alone. I just do it. There's a tactic to this. Just leave me alone. I'm a nice boy. Gunnar Souls, great to have you back on, my friend. We'll chat again soon. Thank you very much, brother. More calls to come. On the show. I want to go to some super chats that have come through. First one here says, Terry, apparently there is an Athletic and Guardian piece coming out next week, and it is going to be revealed that Arteta is Banksy. I was wondering where we were going with that for a moment. By the way, I've had a message from a very prominent content creator that's asked me where I've got my hair done. I'm not going to reveal who it is, but brother, if you're still watching, I'm going to hook you right up, my friend. Very honored you've reached out to me. You're a legend of the game. Big name as well. Big name. This is great. One here says, great legs, Jess.
Thank you.
Oh. Crystal Palace should have had 3 penalties, so cry more, you lucky Arsenal fans, is what's been said there by this man. He's not very happy tonight, is he? He's not an happy boy. He's not an happy boy whatsoever. Right, on the show next, we're going to go to Mo's coming in a minute as a rival perspective. We're going to be doing man of the match on the show as well, and predicting our top 4s in this room. We're going to do top 4s and player of the years, maybe a little flop of the year as well. So stay with us. Samuel's here. What are you saying, young Samuel?
Listen, man, what a difference 1 year makes. Last year, we tell you we were in the trenches. Brentford battered us. Gary Neville, Jimmy Carragher are dancing, but they're not dancing tonight because I can see the doom and the gloom in their faces. I think it was a sensational performance from William Saliba, man. Listen, people are saying, why did we learn him out? But like Terry said, man, we needed time to let this guy settle in, just cook him in slowly. And tonight it showed, man. This guy had a monster class performance. It wasn't a master class. I'll call it a monster class performance. Ben White, I think, our position, he's a centre back playing right back. We're going against one of the toughest wingers in the league, and Wilfried Zaha, and he dealt with him so well tonight. And I think you gotta give Ben White credit. The only criticism I have tonight is Martin Odegaard, right? I think he was a little bit of a coward tonight. He's got to shoot. He had 3 or 4 chances where he could take a shot. He was cleanly through and goal. Probably the 50th minute of the game, clean through. Jesus did a good job, and then he scuffed the chance. I think that's the issue I have with us this season. I think when we go a goal down, I got to see something and a good response, and that's the only worry I have. But I can't complain much because we got the 3 points. But Tini coming into the team, and he starts with Zinchenko, in my opinion. I know Zinchenko is a really good player, but one thing is good to have is depth at that position of 2 really good sensational players at left back instead of having Granit Xhaka all the time there. But one thing I'll say, the biggest question is for next week, will Yuri Tielemans be playing in a Leicester shirt or Arsenal shirt by next week?
Listen, I'm not laughing at that. It was this super chat. It threw me. Rob, £1,000 super chat and I'll whip the boy out. Don't do that. It's a joke. Do the super chat and then you see what I'll do. But we'll see. Young Samuel, I appreciate a lot. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with being critical in parts, of course, because you still want your team to improve. A very good start to the season. And it was good to see you last Saturday at the $250,000 party, my friend. We'll chat to you again soon, young man. All the best. We're going to go to Mo in a few moments, but we want to know who your man of the match is. People, get your comments in. Keep smashing that like button for us as well. Mo's here now. What are you saying, buddy?
What's up, guys? Long time no see, man. Congratulations on 250,000 subscribers. It was great to have this channel up and running again 24. Like the match reactions were waited for this for like 2 months now. But I just want to say something. Every time I open the table now for 2 months, I see Arsenal top in the Premier League. Every time I open the Premier League website, they were always top because they have an A on the beginning of the name. But anyway, I thought today that everybody that criticized Jesus is just want to criticize and that's it. The guy did an excellent job connecting the game, the play. And I thought Zinchenko was top-notch left back. I know that Turney goes up and all the stuff, but Zinchenko today coming inside the field, as Jess said, playing kind of a role of a midfielder and Xhaka going to the left side. The fluidity of this Arsenal team today is what Arteta wanted 2 years ago when he started the job, but he didn't have the tools. But today with someone like Jesus coming on and Zinchenko, they can switch the positions. Someone come inside, Jesus dropping deep. I thought Arsenal today, and some people disagree. I thought Arsenal today were like really, really good. I know that it was only 1-0 until the 85th minute, but I thought they were really good. Solid, close. Ben White did a number on Zaha, to be honest, on the left that first half. And Saliba looked really good. Zinchenko was excellent. He had the most passes in the game. I thought actually, I disagree with some of your panel. Like I think Colleen or Jess said Xhaka was really bad or not great. I thought Xhaka in that first half was so good in letting Martinelli and Zinchenko, both of them, go inside and get involved. And he was covering the left side many, many times. And I thought it shows what the coach wants to do, to be honest. Like he wants fluidity in the game. He wants the player to change positions all the time. And that we saw this today. And I think this Arsenal team is dangerous. For Chelsea, for Man United, for Spurs, I think this Arsenal team can be real challengers for these top four, two positions, the third and the fourth.
Listen, mate, I think a lot of, again, opinions there that differ from everybody, but really good logic. And yeah, I look at it like you. I mean, I'm removing my bias as a Man United fan. I think Arsenal look really good. Of course, they've got to improve from this point if they're going to finish in that top four, if they're going to finish third, as I think they may do right now, like we're predicting. But a really good start from them. They start the season on, they just get to go into training on Monday morning feeling positive and happy. Arsenal fans get to enjoy a full weekend now, Saturday through to Monday of football, without worrying and caring about any of the results. It's a scary thing about kicking off first, but it's the best thing when you win because you enjoy that weekend perfectly. Yeah. Mo, always a pleasure to speak. Many more of these match reactions to go this season, and we'll chat to you again soon, brother. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Top man. Thank you very, very much. I want to say a big thank you to I'll put it up on the screen now. I've lost him. Someone else signed up as a new member. Your name, I can't find it now, but it's begins with M. MP. Is that MP1?
It's on the screen.
You know, I can read it. I'm making sure it's not one of them. Naughty. I'm making sure it ain't one of them words when I say it out loud because P's in it. Yeah, don't think it is. Thank you very much for becoming an official member. We can do man of the match now. I'd like you to write down for who your man of the match was tonight, ladies. I'd love to know who you would pick. Viewers, get yours into the comment section as well. Who deserves to be the man of the match tonight? Write that down. I want to know who you all think. I want to see the names coming through.
God.
Is it a hard one to pick?
I've got a couple in my mind, to be fair.
I'll do mine first while you're still putting yours down. I'm going to do mine first, bottom screen. Mine tonight, Saliba has to be the man of the match. I thought he was so comfortable in possession, didn't put a foot wrong defensively. Some very important blocks in the game as well. Some great sort of covering tackles made as well. Essentially, I think it was his debut for Arsenal. Definitely his debut in the Premier League. Yep. Sensational, tough place to go. William Saliba, my man of the match. I'm going to go to Jess next.
Yeah, I went with Saliba as well. I think he's kind of like the maybe clear favorite. I think Cully might have somebody different. But yeah, I mean, he was the difference maker today. I think without him, you either draw or you lose. I think he did a lot of good sweeping up back there. And, you know, if we watch the game back, there was a couple of times where it was just like, if he didn't get a toe in, if he didn't, slide across, we probably would have given up a goal. So you can see that there's levels there. There's a reason why Arsenal spent almost 30 million on an 18-year-old, and really wanted to kind of protect him because you only arrive once. And I think Arteta was 100% right to let him arrive in this Arsenal team at this point in time in his career because, hey, you only get one time to make, that first impression. I think he did a really good job today. So he's definitely my man of the match.
Colleen?
We've got a hat trick.
Saliba. Oh, yeah, somebody different. I thought you had somebody different.
Saliba. Do you know what? To be fair, I will say Wyatt was a good shout as well. Yeah. Going into right back, considering it's not really his position, and he wasn't really troubled, like maybe on one or two occasions. But Saliba, he's turning into that Rolls Royce of a centre back that Arsenal fans have been talking about, and this is why Didier Deschamps has him in his French national team.
Straight up. Viewers, keep telling us yours. I also want to do, when we did it on the Top 6 show last night, but I want to get people's top 4 predictions for this season as well. We all know mine, so I'll go first while the ladies are writing theirs down. But mine are very, very simple. Liverpool winning the league, City in second, Arsenal in third, and Chelsea in fourth. Now, the reason I've gone with Liverpool winning the league is I just think after missing out last year, they're going to have an extra bit between their teeth. I think people are writing them off. It's going to make them come together. I think between them and City, it's going to be points that separate them, 1, 2, along those lines. Right now, I'm going Arsenal over Chelsea. I think Arsenal will sign a couple more players, and I think they're going to have a brilliant season. With Chelsea, I may change my mind and move them up into that 3rd position, depending on Wesley Fofana and Frankie de Jong. If those deals come in, I could very much change my mind. But right now, as I've said, Liverpool, followed by City, followed by Arsenal, followed by Chelsea is my top 4. I'm going to go to Jess next. Yours, please.
Yeah, I went with City. Like, what did I say? City winning the league, Liverpool coming close 2nd. I actually put Spurs 3rd, which may be a little bit taboo because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I do think they're going to have a frustratingly good season, but they're not going to be really challenging, but right in that 3rd position. And I think Arsenal finished 4th. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. Just because we didn't have free-flowing football for 90 minutes doesn't mean that we weren't good, So, yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. And I think it's going to be close, though. Like, I don't think these 4 are going to be, like, way away. Like, I think it's going to be very tight.
Cole?
I have gone for Manchester City to be champions, Liverpool 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th, then yada, yada, yada. United will just scrape 10th, I reckon. You just about will make the top half of the table with a 10. Oh my God, United 10th, Ten Hag. It's written in the stars, baby. There we go. That's what I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you all know this is the last appearance claim we're making. No, none of that. I mean, look, I think there's good predictions here. I want to do next who your flop of the season are, the new signings. Who you think is going to flop? Viewers, who is going to flop? Signing of the season, who have all the new signings this season is going to flop.
Boy.
I'm going to spell mine wrong, I've got to Google. I don't want to spell it wrong on TV, but this. Hang on a sec.
Am I allowed to say De Jong? Because I heard that was Duntel. Can I say De Jong?
He's getting Chelsea, yeah. He's getting Chelsea. I need to make sure I'm spelling mine right. Now, I am spelling it. I was going to spell it right. But I wanted to check before I write it down. I normally do it, and it does it on spell checker for me. I'm going to do mine first of all. Mine, I said it the other day, I think is going to be Perisic. I think Perisic is a quality player, right? I think he's a good player. When I look at flops, I always look at it as how good people say they are compared to what you're going to get. People are telling me world-class left back, world-class wing back. So I'm expecting Andy Robertson levels of performances. I'm expecting Cucurella level of performances. If we don't get that, it's a flop. That's who I'm going with. 100%. Ivan Perisic is the person that I'm going for. I'm going to change it up a bit. Colleen, I'll go to you next.
Richarlison. And that's not even me trying to be a hater on Tottenham. It's more the fact that he's barely going to play. And when he is going to be able to come in, I don't see him making much of an impact. I'm sorry. I do love him, though, but we've got the better Brazilian number 9, unfortunately.
Jess?
That was a good one. Yeah, I went with Tyrion Lannister, a.k.a. Lisandro Martinez. Yeah, I went with, Technical Torreira. I think he's going to get found out in this league.
5'6", you've oversold him there. You've oversold him there.
That is terrible. That is terrible. Fair enough. We'll see. He's going to bully you all. He's going to. He'll do bits.
Good luck.
Good luck. He'll do bits. Now I want your player of the year, people. I want
from a new signing or any player.
Any player. Any player. Any player. I'm going to give you mine. Mine. Obviously, if you watch Top 6, you know what mine's. You know what I'm going to say. I'm going with Erling Haaland, and he's scoring 35 league goals this year. He's breaking Mo Salah's record by a goal or two. I think that would be by 3 goals, actually. I think he scored 32, I believe. Maybe 34. But I'm going to go with Haaland. I think he's going to absolutely destroy so many of the teams in the bottom 6. The guy's going to be scoring braces and hat-tricks and 4s in those games. He will score against the big boys as well. I don't really care if he breaks the record or not, but he will be the player of the season, in my opinion.
I'm not ready.
I'm
ready.
Okay, we'll go to Colleen first.
Going tried and true. I still think Salah will be player of the
Salah.
I still think he'll be player of the year. I just think he's just a phenomenal player. And I think if he has another great season, and if Liverpool win the league, like in your prediction, we're starting to get into very uncharted territory where we start talking about Premier League greats and that kind of era. That's what we're getting into with him. If he has another one.
You remember when you look at his outputs as a player, he is still right now per game scoring and assisting at the same rate as Thierry Henry. I'm never going to suggest he's as good as overall technical footballer as Henry because that would be ridiculous. But if he adds a few more titles, like actual league titles to it, and keeps scoring and assisting at this rate, and he's done that new deal, so he's here, you are talking GOAT conversations. Jess, your flop of the year. Sorry, your player of the year. My apologies. I was wrong. Sorry.
I went with KDB. I went with City winning the league, and I think he's going to have a big part to play in that. They've not lost a bunch of big players, but they've lost some, Sterling and Gabriel Jesus, players that have been there for a long time. But I think that they've kept, probably the best player in the league. I don't think they'd ever consider getting rid of him, but having Haaland in front of him might be interesting because he'll be able to probably get more assists. I think he'll take more. I think he's just going to go up another level. I still think that I know KDB is getting a little bit older, but it feels like every year he kind of adds a little bit of something new. He becomes a little bit more well-rounded. And so I think he's going to be key to this Manchester City team that's a little bit different. And I don't know, he's not underrated, but I feel like some people still,
because he has that level. It's like the fine.
People don't talk about him enough. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? This happened a lot with Arsenal's great players, United's great players from Wenger's era, Fergie's era, where so many of the great players in those teams would often be overshadowed for some weird reason. They've just looked at as everybody, even though he's won awards, he's still not given as much appreciation by some people as he should. Final one is going to be your underachievers. And that can be a player or actually, no, let's go with team. Underachieving team of the season based on expectation. I'm going to go with mine first. Jerome's just super chatted. I'm really sorry, bruv, but I'm going with Spurs. And the reason I'm going with Spurs, you can blame Patrick, you can blame Jordan, and you can blame
Ricky Sacks saying that they're challenging for the league.
So Ricky Sacks said they're challenging for the league. Jordan has alluded many times that they could challenge to the league. And Patrick believes they're qualifying, they're finishing in the top 4, 10 points clear of Chelsea and Arsenal. So for me, they're not doing that. Therefore, they're going to massively underachieve. So the Spurs reps we get on here when they say that, they've laid the gauntlet, they've laid the standard, and I think Spurs will underachieve. I think people are over-egging them far too much. They're in the top 4 race. They could make the top 4, but the way people are speaking about them, like it's a shoo-in, they're going to challenge for the title, they're going to finish 10, 12 points in front of everybody else. No, I don't see it myself. I'm going with Spurs as the underachievers.
Does it have to be top 6?
No, it could be any team.
Okay.
Over to you, Jay.
Okay, I went with Leicester. For the type of players that they have, Vardy, Maddison, Ndidi, these guys, I think they're going to have a really rough season. The transfer window can really dictate where you go and what you do. And they look like they're really going through it again. They just never really refreshed from that initial really strong team. And they usually sell one big player a summer. They didn't do that. And their team went kind of rank. They need to move some players on, and it's late in the window. They haven't done any business. They're losing players due to injury already. Big players like Ricardo Pereira. Somebody else also got an injury as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be Leicester. And it's big because it's difficult to stay in the top 6. There was a moment in time where people were saying they should be in the top 6 over Arsenal, and they couldn't sustain it. It's very, very difficult. And with teams like Newcastle coming up that are going to have the money to really push forward, I think Leicester, not in trouble of getting relegated, but just of being kind of forgotten.
I hear that. Colleen?
I feel like I don't even need to turn mine around. I know this is going to say I've got an agenda. I do have an agenda, but I'm being real. And I'll tell you why.
Colleen!
I'll tell you what happens, right? Tottenham, it's on one hand, it's your fans talking about going to be challenging for the title. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on there, to be fair. But what will happen is Tottenham will draw a couple of games. Conte will lose it again. We'll have the World Cup. He'll start having a little look around. There'll be managers available. He'll get sacked on his way back to Chelsea. Beautiful love story, reignited. Tottenham back in the muds. And that's the hill I'm dying on.
Love it.
There we go. I love it. It says back to Chelsea on there as well. Jerome here said, I feel Terry is having an agenda against Spurs this season. 2 nasty videos and now Perisic will be a flop. Jeremy, you know I love you, my brother. I don't have any issue with Tottenham. It's just my prediction. And I think the problem is because everybody's predicting them to do well and I'm not, it sounds like an agenda. And you know me, if I'm wrong and they're brilliant, I'm going to, if they play the first 10 games and they're amazing, I'll say, wow, I got it wrong. They look absolutely amazing.
Any overachievers though, Tal?
Overachievers. You could argue. I mean, I think Arsenal are going to do well, so not in my mind an overachiever. I think maybe Newcastle and West Ham again could overachieve in the Premier League. Ironically, Man United can end up being overachievers. If they finish even 6th or 5th, but are only a handful of points away from everybody else, based on everyone saying we're finishing 10th and we're going to do badly. But it's a hard one, really. I think some of the smaller clubs could overachieve.
Maybe Forest, potentially.
Forest could. A lot of people are predicting them to finish in the top half and do well.
It depends on how all that gels as well.
A lot of players.
You bought a lot of new players.
A lot of players, yeah.
But I actually prefer that to what Norwich has been doing over the last, like, how many years, just not doing anything. I'd almost rather go down swinging with a bunch of new players start over. Yeah.
I hear that. There's a super chat here that I've just missed. Where'd it go? And it says, people expectations for Spurs are way too high. And Spursy is a thing. Forget the trophies. They aren't about that. Life is what Guna San has got to say. Now, look, I want to say a big thank you to each and every single one of you. The first match reaction of the new season. Absolute brilliant numbers tonight. Thank you so much. And look, I need to check one thing, though. I think the like numbers have been hit. We've gone well past the like number. So what I'm going to do for you all, just bear with me a second while I get it up on my screen. I've actually then got, just bear with me while I do this. We're going to gift out those there's 20. Did I say 20?
Yeah.
There's 20 memberships to you. I've actually got to do it. My card details are going to go up on the screen in front of the studio. I didn't think this through, but I'm gonna have to do it because I promised my brilliant audience that we would gift out more memberships for you. We've got great membership content on the way. It's a little bit delayed due to some work we've had to do to get it absolutely perfect. We've recorded one bit of content. We will get the rest out to you, but I'm going to gift the memberships to you now. You're going to see them coming through in a few moments' time. 20 memberships now on their way, being paid for by me, by the way, coming out of my back pocket. Don't tell the kids. They missed a meal last week because of it. I'm joking. My kids don't miss meals. I'm very blessed to not have to do that. Right, I'm paying for it now, people. You're going to see it come up on your screen. Thank everyone that stayed. Remember, if you're someone that's left before we've done this, you're not going to get it. That's why you stay. Stay to the end. Stay in power. Trust me. It's a very important commodity to have. Trust me, boys. Right, let's see whose names come through. The 20 have gone through. Who's getting them? Let's have a little look. It's hard. This goes so quick. So Splashnet has been given one. Kai, that's too fast for my brain. Nico has been given one. Blade69, Gavin, Cecil has been given one. Ant has been gifted a little membership there. SLM86 has been gifted one. Mang something, Mr. Kumar, that's easier. Brooklyn X has been gifted one. Eric Palmer, long-time viewer. I'm glad you got one, Eric. Eric Palmer, at last, is a member. Tallest 93, Ant has been given one. And there may be a few more that I've just missed. But thank you very, very much for everybody that's watched the show tonight. It means the absolute most to us. Brilliant having Jess here in the studio. Thank you very, very much indeed. Smashed it as usual. Colleen, wonderful as ever, of course. Javern over there on tech. We got there in the end, Javern. I'm joking. It's just the beginning. But look, Arsenal look like they might be back. The hair definitely is. Loving it. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless.